Hey everyone, I'm your host, Emily Lauren. Welcome to the Body Positive Podcast, where we ditch diets, normalize real bodies, and help you feel better in your own skin.
Welcome everyone to the Body Positive Podcast show. Today I'd like to welcome Wendy Roseberry and Eugenia Marshall, who are the founders of a product called conditionHER. They are best friends and busy moms who work demanding corporate jobs, all while running their self-care empire. Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us. Really appreciate you.
So we'll get to talking about your product and what it does more specifically. But first, I want to start off by speaking about the messaging behind your brand first and foremost. Why was it so important that your business model be about embracing self-care instead of self-improvement?
Wow, that's a great question. I don't think we've ever been asked that one. A good one.
Thank you.
Why is it more about self-care than self-improvement? I think, self-improvement is something I think that, to me, I guess when I hear self-improvement, I still think work, kind of my, things that have to do with my job. I'm typically, when I think self-improvement, I'm thinking, how do I, it doesn't really resonate with me in the same way as self-care. I think it's the difference between the word care and improvement. Care seems like it's more about my mental health, my spiritual being, as opposed to self-improvement that sounds very much so like kind of mechanical to me. And I could be completely screwing this up at 8 a.m. in the morning, but there's just something about, Eugenia and I were just discussing just the need for being soft with yourself,
Yes.
being gentle with yourself. And the term for us, and we actually use intimate care as opposed to self-care when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to our brand, because we've created a brand, and we'll be building a brand rooted in things that touch the most intimate parts of your body, even if it's just your shoulder, your skin, your inner thigh, your underarm, things that are very up close and personal to you. And so we decided to, kind of focus on an industry and creating a product that was very much so, kind of feeds your mental and spiritual and all around just way of feeling good about yourself and your body. Um, and less about, I guess, just the society, what society kind of,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, how society portrays our need to improve. And we get that a lot at work. Everything is based on performance reviews and improving your performance. And I think for us, taking a step back and looking at just the word care and how that makes us feel. And so that's why this brand is important for us now and as we continue to build it. And I hope that made some sort of sense to somebody out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's not your company is not about fixing the body, which I love. And I think it's about the fact that you are embracing things that women deal with that we are normally taught are not normal or gross, things like ingrown hairs, razor burn, etc. And rather than telling us that these things aren't normal or that we should hide these parts of ourselves, why is it so critical to address things this way to improve the relationship that we have with our bodies?
I'll continue. I'll continue to speak on that. I think we found just in this process, we realized that people spend so much time worrying about like what they're putting in their body. Whether you're vegan or whether you're vegetarian, there's all this press. Are you eating too much? Are you eating too little? Are you eating the right things? And um, are you consuming the right things? Are you drinking the right things? And I think for us, we started to look at like the importance of what you're putting on your body.
Hmm.
And I just think there's been such a lack, I think, of education around women's body, women's health, just never much importance kind of stressed on those things, even down to the basics of terminology. Our product, we initially made our product as a moisturizing cream for the vulva. And, until we got into the product, I don't think I'd ever used the term vulva myself, and
Yes.
40-year-old woman. And so up until our chemist really kind of broke that down to us and we started, normalizing the use of proper terminology. So it's just, there's such a need for education just about the basics about our body. So I look, I've talked myself around. Gina, anything to add?
Yeah,
Anything
I would
about?
love to piggyback here because I just celebrated my 46th birthday,
Happy
and
birthday.
thank you very much. And as a woman, just the journey with your body for the last 46 years, and it's ever changing, you know? And the beautiful thing about bringing this product to market and being a part of such an amazing team with my bestie Wendy is that this journey has taught us so much about our bodies.
Mhm.
And I've noticed that each year that I get older, I'm having to learn how to have those conversations about things that we just talk about with ourselves in the bathroom. Like when
Yeah.
you get out the shower, you're looking like, oh girl, what is this?
Right.
That's so
And
important.
exactly, and Wendy and I have become our clients' besties in the bathroom. Okay, like
I love
because
that.
our product deals with the vulva, they feel comfortable talking to us as if we're their doctors.
Yeah.
Like, hey, girl, this product worked and it kind of cleared up this. Do you think if I put it here, it'll work too? And
Yeah.
and we've been amazed to find out that the product helps with chafing for that, because of that. Because someone was like, hey, you know what? Let me put the cream a little bit further down my thighs because it's doing such a good job up here of creating this nice moisture barrier. Let me see what it does between the thighs. And that's how we learned that it stopped chafing.
That's
And I, and, you know, and I,
amazing.
and I want to be clear too, I want to be very clear and say we are not doctors. We're not gynecologists. We have no science backgrounds. We're not chemists. And we were just actually blessed to work with a wonderful, amazing PhD biochemist, a woman,
I
which
love
our
that.
yeah, we're a Black woman-owned company, but our entire team is a diverse group of women of all backgrounds, from our publicist to our biochemist to our packaging designer to our attorney, all women. And so we're really excited about that. Kind of, especially from our chemist standpoint, she really helped us along. And initially when we were started conditionHER, we were seeking to make a pubic hair softener, basically a pubic hair conditioner. And when we met her, she let us know, no, that's very novelty. That's the cosmetic side of what you're trying to do. This is really a health and wellness product.
Yes.
So, I think we talked about self-care earlier. Just wellness, is it's just, we're like Eugenia said, we're both in our 40s, and it's just so important to kind of have a focus on wellness and just your overall health. And so, what we noticed is that as women, we talk about a lot. We share, we'll tell each other, everything. I'm on my cycle. I think I got a yeast infection. We don't often talk about the details of our intimate skincare regimen. And
Hmm.
that's what the development of this product and us focusing on just intimate care in general. You realize when next time you get in the shower, the bathtub, you hold your towel a certain way. You wash, from left of the vulva to the right of the vulva or vice versa. You start at the top and to the bottom, or you start at the bottom to the top. And so you realize, there are a lot of women that understood the importance of exfoliating your intimate areas, your vulva area in the shower, a couple times a week to keep ingrowns at bay. And we'd have conversations with them and their best friend, and their best friend said, I had no idea. I had no idea you did that. So you don't really ask your homegirl, girl, how do you wash your coochie in the shower? Do you go
Yes.
right? Do you go from front to back, side to side? We don't as much as intimate as we talk, We just don't talk about that. And so this product has given us the opportunity to have these taboo talks and this girlfriend check-in time in a really special way, not only with women, but men as well. Men have found a lot of education and information and understanding what our product does, especially along the terms of pH balance and how they impact things like our pH balance, because they do.
I love that. And I love that you're taking the shame away from those conversations. So, a lot of products marketed for intimate areas are actually not good to put down there. Your product is for external use, but it's safe to use. Tell me a little bit more about that.
I'm going to give you, and just for the sake of the audience, whom I hope are learning something here, you know, our product basically, conditionHER, it's a daily use moisturizing cream. It's scientifically formulated, I mentioned, by the female PhD biochemist, and it's for external areas, intimate areas, as you said, such as the vulva. And for those that are still like confused on what the vulva is, that's your external genitalia. That's everything on the outside. Your vagina is actually the internal canal to your cervix. So just to get the little education,
We need to know that.
right. So we're putting this here cream. It's unscented. We're putting this on our vulva, on our inner thighs to soothe the chafing irritation that people get, whether you are kind of thick in the thighs or if you're a runner or a cyclist, you know what the struggle is with chafing. It also works incredible underarms. So we have a proprietary formula, and it provides really an all-in-one blend that helps reduce the impact of ingrown hair, which are extremely annoying. We all deal with them. And usually if you have ingrown hair and you're picking and prodding, you get in some discoloration. So it helps kind of with that. Also razor burn, and it's soothing that irritation. And also equally as important, it's nourishing and moisturizing the skin. I don't think a lot of folks realize the importance of moisture, especially women as we age. And we get better. We grow up.
Yes.
Dry out. We grow up, things dry out. And so this is kind of helping fortify the moisture from a safe perspective. And it's because of the formula. We have a unique combination of safe, soft, and effective natural ingredients that include cotton oil, which is our hero product. You're starting to see that pop up in more products. I know in the last couple of years, Burt's Bees even has added cotton oil to their moisturizing creams. Chamomile extract, shea butter, and olive oil. They're each selected for a broad range of benefits and just amazingly gentle and soft oils. A lot of people think, just because something is oil based or it's an essential oil, that, oh my God, it's absolutely natural and that's perfect. But not every oil blend is safe for that area. There are some that clog your pores. There are some that lend to ingrown, which lends to ingrown hairs. There's some that are just harsh oils and things that we might think like lavender. That's our chemist has taught us that that's a harsh oil. And a lot of our
Really?
competitors have that tea tree, they're kind of harsh oils. And while they may not make you break out in hives, it's not necessarily the best ingredient. And Eugenia is famous. Eugenia, what do you always tell folks about natural and safe?
Just because it's natural doesn't mean it's safe.
Oh, that's
Yep,
so
natural
And
does.
important.
that was a big lesson for us in the process, because we didn't know that. Like, because like, Wendy, when she tells the story about us putting this together, like, we didn't know what we were doing. We were like, hey, throw some shea butter in there, some cocoa butter, hook it up, girl.
I love it.
And
I love
it
it.
took her to really break that down to us,
I love it.
that just because it's natural, just because it's tea tree doesn't mean it's safe.
That's so important to know. And your product sounds delectable. I can't wait to try it. And I really like that your products cater to women who remove hair, but also women that have hair. There is a lot of stigma about body hair out there, especially for women. But you go right ahead and talk about embracing it. If you have it, tell me why you think it's so important to really destigmatize this.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, this product, conditionHER, is for the person that is, whether you're bare or have hair. And that is for anyone, whether you are a woman, you identify as a woman, it does not have any sexual orientation of any sort. And so what we learned is that, like, again, women have all sorts of practices. Some are lasering, some are waxing, sugaring, shaving. Some are just going all natural. And listen, a lot of us went all natural through 2020 because a lot of us had the corona bush.
Yes.
A lot of women, and their husbands or partners, wives saw hair for the first time in that region in ages and freaked out. And so that's why there was a time during the pandemic that you couldn't even find wax for home waxing. You couldn't find products because they were sold out and women were at home. Really, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, like experimenting,
Yeah.
and it caused a lot of skin irritation. So this is absolutely for the woman that's Brazilianing it up, or the woman that's keeping a nice little two-finger landing strip, and wants to keep the skin moisturized. A lot of estheticians, we've become a very popular item amongst estheticians. Shout out to the hair removal community. They've been amazing supporters of our brand. A lot of them have implemented the product into their vajacial. And there's just a lot. Listen, there's vajacials is a thing that this is the first time it's a facial for your vulva.
Yeah.
A lot of estheticians and wax centers are doing this. It's a part of that self-care, taking care of all of the intimate, all of the soft parts of your body. And so, another thing, I'll bring you in on another secret because I'm sure your audience has both men and women. Fellas, you can't keep your hands off of our products when you're in the bathroom. And so you pick this little gorgeous tube up, and you opened it and you read it and you saw that it had no scent, didn't smell flowery or anything.
Yeah.
I wonder if this will work on my neck and my beard. I wonder if this will work on my neck after I shave to soothe the razor irritation. And it did. I wonder if this will work on my beard to soften it, if it's going to soften the pubic hairs, if that's what it's saying. And it did. And then a few of them said, oh, I run every morning and I'm chafing. I've chafed all my life. Let me try this. This is actual feedback from a doctor. And who uses it between his thighs before running every morning before he goes to the hospital. And it's completely eliminated or reduced the appearance of, as we have to say by legal language,
Yes.
is chafing. We can't
Love
quite
that.
make medical claims, but we can give the positive feedback that comes directly from our community. Some call them customers, we call them our community. And our website is filled with amazing reviews from everyday people that we've never met in a day in our life, but support our brand and our mission.
I love that. And I love the quote on your website. I think it's by you, Wendy, in which you said that we're in the business of saving vaginas. What inspired you
Yes.
to create this product and how did you guys connect?
Listen, yes, we are saving vulvas worldwide. We have a little cape on with a V on it. So it's really funny, and I'll keep the PG-13. I was dating long distance, still trying to date long distance, short distance, half distance, whole distance. I was dating a young man a couple thousand miles away, and on one of our visits there, he said, hey, the next time you come, can you not wax? I was a waxer at the time. I've graduated to
Yeah.
laser, thank you. And for all of you Black women and women of color out there that are still afraid of laser, let me put you in a little secret. They fixed the laser several years ago. You can use them with melanated skin. It's amazing. I just want to put that out there. Because there was no
Awesome.
PR campaign to let us know that we can use lasers. So anyway, he preferred hair and a little bit more than the two-finger landing strip that I was keeping.
Yeah.
And so I obliged. I thought, okay, I'll keep my 40, 50, 60 bucks for the wax and the pain and the plucking, and I'll
yeah.
let this baby grow. If we're going 70s bush, that took me to what also happens with women as we're exploring new things with our bodies. And that would be happy hour and girl chat and telling all your girls all your business. And so
Yes.
I had to tell my girls, listen, this brother is telling me he would like more hair than I'm keeping. Like, how am I going to tame this bush? How are we going to soften this thing? And we started over several glasses of rosé. The jokes came, and we decided that I needed an intimate care business, and we were going to make a brand that was strictly for softening pubic hair. And it started as a joke. I don't know if I can say what the joke word was here on the show. I don't know if we have a G or a PG rated audience, but
All good. Either way, you're good.
it was funny enough to keep the conversation going well into the next morning. And as a marketer by trade, I'll say Eugenia and I are both employed entrepreneurs, both still working full-time jobs as we build our intimate care business. But I couldn't stop thinking about it all during my trip to Chicago. And I started looking up pubic hair conditioners, and nothing
Yep.
existed. Nothing at all came up, not from Google, not from Amazon, not anywhere, except for in Europe. We found a couple overseas, and ironically, it was mostly European women that were complaining in these forums. Mind you, we had this idea in 2013, although we didn't launch for many reasons until 2019, namely raising money for several
Yeah.
reasons. Women, Black women, coochie care products, not tech. So
Yeah.
there were lots of obstacles, but it was a random idea as a means to an end that didn't exist. And a lot of women, again, mostly European women, were asking for remedies to soften pubic hair. And in these forums, everyone was professing not to be a doctor and warning them that they should probably consult their doctor. But the advice that was being given was they were suggesting that they use their regular hair shampoo or conditioner, and that hair conditioner. And that's how the conversation sparked with my friends over dinner, over drinks that night. I said, ladies, have you ever used your hair conditioner on your pubes to soften it?
Yeah.
And we laughed, and several folks was like, no, I've never thought about that. And then the confessions came where my friends were like, oh yeah, I used to do that. To do that in my teenage days, and the question was why. Well, because I thought it was Suave Pantene back in the day, and
Mhm.
it was supposed to soften hair, all hair, any coarse hair or textured hair, and the assumption was that it would work on the pubic hair. Now, did it work? Probably not. Was it absolutely unhealthy? Have ingredients that shouldn't be anywhere near that area? Absolutely. And so that's where the idea sparked for us in reading these forms of what women really wanted and what they were looking for. They weren't looking for a new wash, a wipe. They were looking for a way to moisturize safely that area, which evolved into us really focused on the health and wellness and the using ingredients that help naturally maintain a woman's healthy vaginal flora and pH. And
I
that's what
love it.
does in an effective way.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, I'm so glad that you've created this product. There are so many companies out there selling women's products that are run by men, and they don't understand what women really need and what they want, and market things in a way that's, not all tied into shame. And I just absolutely love what you're doing. Tell us where we can purchase conditionHER products and where we can find you online.
Eugene, you want to give them the deets?
Yes, you can find us online at conditionher.com. We are direct to consumer. So when you log into our website and you purchase, you are purchasing from these two women that you hear on this podcast. And you can also follow us on Instagram and at conditionHER. We have a very active and engaged community. And if you guys want to hit us up there, we will definitely respond. Very active community. And we're also on Facebook and Twitter as well.
Amazing. And lastly, if you could offer one tip to our listeners, what would that be?
Oh man, I'll say, I'll speak directly to the women that are listening out there, and I'll say, follow your passions. If the pandemic didn't teach us anything, we learned that time is so precious. Things can change in the blink of an eye. So if you've had a harebrained idea, you're taking your scrunchie and you're twisting it around two times to the left, one time to the right, and it's doing something special for your ponytail, or you're taking your bobby pin and you've been manipulating it a certain way to get a certain look with your braid, that's innovative. That's an idea. Don't be afraid to pursue those harebrained ideas. Don't be afraid to take a risk and try something different, and do the work that it takes. Like I said, Eugene and I are not scientists or doctors, but we were two women with vulvas and vaginas who very
Yes.
cared about keeping them safe and healthy, especially the single one over here. And we just decided to push forward and to persevere. So I challenge you all to, whether it's going back to school, whether it's learning to knit, learning to roller skate, Like, don't be afraid to try something new, even if it takes you, 6 years to actually see it come to fruition. Follow your dreams, and find a path, find community, to help you with those. That's been super important. Shout out to communities like Buy from a Black Woman, Eureka, I Fund Women. All of those communities are set there to help female founders, and business owners. And so find your community, and get the support you need to push forward.
That is
I would
great
I would love
advice.
to give Em- Emily, I would like to throw in be intentional about supporting small businesses.
I love that.
Um, I think I think if anything, I've learned in the last year that because we are a small business, that one purchase is huge, and if you're intentional about it, your $20 or your $30 can really help someone.
Perfect. That is amazing advice. And especially women-owned small businesses like you
Exactly.
both. So thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I wish you all the best of luck and success.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Once again, thanks for listening to today's episode. Make sure you follow us at Real Happy Daughter, and please share this with someone who needs a little more real in their life.